Everyone green?
Yeah.
Okay, so round number 1 is on art and literature. Right, number 1. The course of 20th century history could have been much different if which person who painted the 1914 courtyard of the old residency in Munich? Simon?
Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler is correct.
Affirmative.
He was accepted into the Vienna School of Fine Arts in 1907.
I'm having what he's having.
Number 2. In London's Leicester Square you will see statues of Charlie Chaplin and which other person?
William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare, yeah.
Decent.
That's better, yeah. I'll accept that one. Number 3. G.K. Chesterton described this novel as Dickens' harshest work, while George Orwell praised it due to its generous anger. It was first published in serial form in 1854 in the magazine Household Words, and is the only one of Charles Dickens' novels which doesn't have any scene set in London. Dave?
Hard Times.
Hard Times is correct.
Damn it! Damn you, David!
Where's Dave on here? Oh, there he is.
Dave,
Bingo.
the facts. Just the facts.
Yeah, that would have been a there eventually. Number 4. Paintings produced using this abstract style include the bewildered plant and young man intrigued by the flight of a non-Euclidean fly. In the first half of the 20th century, Francis Picabia, André Masson and Max Ernst first experimented with this form of action painting. Lee Krasner described the palette of the most famous proponent of this style as a can or two of enamel. Lee?
Action paint?
No, it's incorrect.
Yeah, 'cause
Norman?
Surrealism.
No. Still got plenty to go.
Tacky.
John?
Pointillism.
Nope. Still plenty to go in the question.
By the way. You get negative.
I'll drop some from
That's a
the
-1.
he tells me after.
Described the most famous proponent of this style as a can or two of an animal, finned to the point he wanted it, standing on the floor beside the rolled out canvas, whilst Max Ernst swung a punctured bucket of paint over a horizontal canvas. Inspired by Navajo sand painting, what is this painting technique, which is most associated with Jackson Pollock and gives him his best known nickname? Steve Kidd?
Dripping.
Drip painting, yeah. Right, number 5. Made from stainless steel with mirror finish surfaces, an orange one sold at auction in 2013 for $58.4 million. Dave Bill?
Jeff Koons.
Nope. And became at the time the most expensive work of art by a living artist. Produced from 1994 to 2000, these items by Jeff Koons resemble... That is Steve Lilly.
Tulips.
Nope, that's incorrect.
Moran.
That didn't give you any points.
Incorrect.
Norman?
Dolls.
Sorry?
Dolls.
Dolls? No.
Tacky.
Mike?
I did balloons.
Sorry?
Balloons?
Bit more?
Metal balloons?
Stupid woman.
Resemble what kind of object? Chris Boone?
Hot air balloons?
No, nothing away. Questions finished now. Steve Kidd?
Airships.
No. Simon?
99 red balloons.
No. John?
I was going to say red balloons, but
No. Gavin?
Bellows balloons.
No. Lee?
Alien balloons.
No. Steve Lacey?
metal balloons.
No.
After that.
Is everyone done?
Balloon.
It's balloon animals.
Balloon dogs.
Yeah.
I said just say dogs.
You could only a prompt on Jeff Koons, but
Next.
I said these rather than his.
Oh,
It'd already gone from being a person.
right.
Number 6, co-written with Charlie Skelton, the book Once More With Feeling was written by which person and details their attempts to make the greatest ever porn film. They've also adapted the news. That is Chris Bean.
Victoria Mitchell.
Victoria Corrin is correct.
How close must have been?
You were 500 behind.
It's a more beer.
Aye.
That's a connection to the last question as well.
Number 7. What name is shared by an American National Historic Landmark which is 10 miles to the east of Nashville and was the estate of the President Andrew Jackson, the Danish royal family's hunting lodge just to the north of Copenhagen, and the home of the painting Danae by Rembrandt in St. Petersburg? Steve Kidd.
Hermitage.
Hermitage, yeah.
I've never heard of Jackson's place being called Hermitage. Never heard of that. Go.
Number 8. The world of Titan, which features the cities of Salamonis and Port Blacksand and the continents of Cult and Alanzia, is the main setting for which series of game books created by Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone? Dave Bill.
Fighting fantasy.
Fighting Fantasy, yeah.
Literature.
Absolutely.
The books.
Absolutely.
Number 9. Who was the only one of the 7 original members of the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood who worked as a sculptor? Steve Kidd.
Millet.
No. Steve Lilly.
Auburn Hunt.
No. Mike Lees.
Ford Mallet.
No. Simon.
Rossetti.
No. Crispine.
Sorry.
No. Lee.
Ford Mallet's Brown.
No. John.
Runner.
No, I've run out of them. haven't I?
No. Dave.
Burne Jones.
No. Norman.
Mulder.
No.
Tom.
Smith.
No. You were asked this in the car on the way to the Quiz League on Wednesday.
Never heard of him.
Thomas Woolner.
Yeah, that's it. Should be listeners of Mulder.
Number 10.
It was Thomas.
I had to close my mouth when Clive asked that question. I knew it was coming out today. Probably born in 69 AD in modern-day Algeria, he was a member of Rome's equestrian order and was a close friend of Pliny the Younger. Through Pliny, he gained favour with the emperors Trajan and Hadrian, serving the latter as his director of the imperial archives and secretary until he was dismissed. Steve Kidd?
Nero.
That's incorrect. Let's take some points.
Right
there.
time frame, innit?
No, he's
Well, before that, wasn't it?
Before Pliny the
69 is when.
Until he was dismissed for being excessively informal with the Empress Sabina. Lesser known works by this writer include Greek Terms of Abuse, Lives of Historians and Lives of the Poets. Who was his writer whose best known work was... John?
Tacitus.
That's incorrect. Norman?
Plutarch.
That's incorrect. So one away from John, one away from Norman.
Loser.
That's Norman. Who's next? Dave?
Tacky.
Suetonius.
Yeah, Suetonius, yeah.
Suetonius.
Bingo.
12 Caesars.
12 Caesars, yeah. Number 11. A founder of the Paris-based Royal Academy of Painting and Sculpture, he and Nicolas Poussin worked together on the decorations of the Palais de Luxembourg, and he later decorated the Dome of the Sorbonne. During his lifetime, he was popular enough to be mentioned by name in the novel Cyrano de Bergerac. Now shown in the Louvre, he was inspired by the miraculous curing of his paralysed daughter to paint Ex Voto de 1662, and his painting of the Annunciation can be seen in the Wallace collection. He is the only artist who was given permission to paint Cardinal Richelieu ennobled as a cardinal, something he did 11 times, and several of which are seen in London's National Gallery. Who is this bubbly French artist who was surprisingly born in Brussels? Dave Bill?
Millet.
No.
I can see where you're coming from.
Correct.
Who was surprisingly born in Brussels rather than a prominent wine-producing region? Steve Kidd?
Champagne.
Philippe de Champagne is correct.
No!
Fortune favours the lucky. Yes.
So on it.
Number 12. First published in 1842 in the annual The Gift, A Christmas and New Year's Present for 1843, its first line is, "I was sick, sickened to death with that long agony." The story is seen as a study of the effect of terror on the narrator and has a heavy focus on the senses such as sound. At the start of the story we found out that the narrator has been sentenced to death, but we are not told why. He passes out several times, and the final time he reawakens and finds he is strapped to a wooden frame facing the ceiling, and above him is a picture of Father Time. Dave?
For the House of Usher.
That's incorrect.
Wrong.
It's a picture of Father Time and a razor-sharp device which gives the story part of its title. Is Steve Lacey?
Pit in the Pendulum.
The Pit and the Pendulum, yeah.
Spot on.
Number 13. At only 15 and a half years old, she was the youngest officer in Starfleet, had already reached the rank of lieutenant, and is thought to be the smartest person to ever graduate from Starfleet Academy. She's a very talented artist, has great knowledge of zoology, an expert in karate, and unprecedented skill in arm wrestling. Serving on the Enterprise, her wit and charm made her very popular with the entire crew, and she was highly regarded by Dr. McCoy, Spock and Kirk. Simon?
Uhura.
That's incorrect.
What?
Lee?
No, sorry, I wasn't
No.
going to say
Nope.
Steve Lacey?
Chapel?
Nope.
Star Trek 1 then.
Lee.
Norman?
It's not the original.
No.
Tacky.
It's not the original.
She died sacrificing her life to save the entire Enterprise crew. Gavin?
Is it Alia?
No.
I know the actress.
Where are we going?
Plebeian.
Something like
And
that.
afterwards she was mourned by everyone. Who was this perfect person who was created for a 1973 short story by Paula Smith? She would give her name to any character in a story who was seen as too perfect and an obvious attempt by the author to put themselves into the story. Although using the term is now considered derogatory and is often used as an insult on social media to describe any female character who insecure people perceive as being too strong.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, no.
I know
No one
I'm
knows
getting
it.
points.
Let's go on, Simon.
Mary Sue?
The original Mary Sue. Yeah.
I was thinking of the one in the movie with the light bulb on.
Number 14. Which person is depicted in the second of a series of paintings known as Arrangement in Grey and Black by James McNeill Whistler? Lee?
Whistler's mother.
No. Not a question over, nothing away. Norman?
Sorry.
That's number 1, Whistler's mother.
Well,
Steve Kidd?
The Reverend Sterling Duddington Law.
No. Simon?
He was mates with Oscar Wilde, so we'll go with him.
No, not him. Dave?
Thomas Carlyle.
Thomas Carlyle is correct.
Bingo.
15. This person wrote the screenplay for the films Christopher Columbus for Discovery, Superman and Superman 2. His 1991 novel The Fourth K is a work of speculative fiction about a member of the Kennedy family becoming president. Mike?
So it's Mario Puzo.
Mario Puzo, yeah.
Where's Michael?
Yes.
16. Sometimes now referred to as Behold the Monkey, it has contributed massively to a recent huge increase in tourism in the Spanish town of Borja. The amateur artist Donna Cecilia Jimenez made the news in 2012 when she attempted to Dave?
Christ.
Yep, yeah. Picture of Christ called Ecce Homo, yeah. Let's take either answer.
Bingo.
17. The Sapphire, the Star of Bombay, which was formerly owned by Mary Pickford. The Spanish Inquisition necklace. The Oppenheimer diamond, which is one of the largest uncut diamonds in the world. The diamond necklace which Napoleon gave to his second wife Marie Louise of Austria after the birth of his first legitimate son. The American golden topaz, the largest yellow topaz in the world, and the supposedly cursed Hope diamond, among the many... Norman?
Crown jewels.
That's incorrect.
So glad I didn't. We go for that.
Yeah,
Are amongst the many jewels in the collection of which museum? Lee?
Smithsonian?
Smithsonian, yeah.
That's right.
Yuck.
18. Likely built between 212 and 216, they were used for their original purpose until the 530s, and were also used as the venue for the gymnastics of the 1960 Summer Olympics. It was a rectangular... John?
Circus Maximus.
That's incorrect.
Loser.
Big Steve.
I was going to say Circus Maximus.
No. Where are you on here? There you are.
Morin.
It was a rectangular building measuring 337 metres by 328 metres. Its design has inspired St George's Hall in Liverpool, Chicago Union Station and the original Pennsylvania Station in New York. Dave Bill?
Pantheon.
No. Not finished the question.
Incorrect.
Two sculptures from this out of the original building, the Firenze Bull and the Veronese Hercules, can now be found in Naples. Water was carried to the venue by Aqua Nova Antoniana, and it was used as the venue for the first ever free tenors. Dave?
Baths of
The
Caracalla.
Baths of Caracalla. Yep.
Bingo.
Oh, I was just about to say Trajan Bath.
19. Question 19. Which historical figure is the title character in the Philippa Gregory novel The White Queen? John?
Anne Boleyn.
It's incorrect. Nothing away. Steve Kidd?
Anne.
No, nothing. Simon?
Mate,
Yeah,
Elizabeth of York, wife of Henry VII.
that's incorrect. Dave?
I was going to say Elizabeth Woodville.
Elizabeth Woodville, it's a different person.
It
Elizabeth
is,
York, yeah.
it is, yeah, Woodville.
Yeah, Elizabeth. Elizabeth,
I see what you did there as well.
It was 50-50
Yeah,
between
yeah.
them two.
Elizabeth
so, yeah.
York's her daughter. She's
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's
white.
right. I went
She's
to
a title character in The White Princess.
Yes.
And number 20, last one in this set. Pat Barker's novel Regeneration is a fictionalised account of part of this person's life. He played cricket alongside Arthur Conan Doyle for the team Blue Mantles. But although he tried to play for Kent, he was judged to be not good enough to play at that level. From 1919, he worked as a literary editor of the Derry Herald, where he employed Ian Forster as a reviewer. His first published work was a 1913 parody of John Masefield's The Everlasting Mercy, called The Daffodil Murderer. And in the 1920s and 30s, he wrote a trilogy of novels called Shurston's Progress. Simon? Siegfried Sassoon is correct. So the
Affirmative.
winner of that round with 11 is Dave Hesp.
Hey. Moving right along, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so next round we're going to go to music. Right, music. Number 1. Doing so in 1996, what song is the last UK entry in the Eurovision Song Contest to reach number 1 in the British Singles Chart? So Clint?
Junior G, who are just a little
Yeah,
bit.
who are just a little bit, yeah.
Aye, aye.
Number 2. What is the name of the American comedian and rapper who came to prominence when his music video for the song Ex-Boyfriend went viral on YouTube, allowing him to release his 2015 debut album, Professional Rapper, with the real name David Andrew Bird, who had a UK number 1 single in 2018 alongside Chris Brown with the single Freaky Friday? Dave Bill?
Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Number 3. Who is the only band to have 2 singles in the list of the top 10 best-selling... Dave Bill?
Boney M.
Boney M, yep.
Absolutely.
Brown Girl in the Ring and Rivers of Babylon. Yep.
You're on the back of each other.
Oh yeah, that's it.
No, there was-
Mary's Boy Child,
Mary's Boy
yeah,
Child on the back.
River of Babylon and Mary's Boy Child. Yeah. Number 4. Based on a 1932 novel by Bradford Ropes and the subsequent 1933 film directed by Lloyd Bacon, it was written by Harry Warren, Johnny Mercer and Al Dubin, and debuted on Broadway in 1980 and in the West End in 1984, where it won Best Musical at the Olivier Awards in its first year. Made to take advantage of the nostalgia craze started by the successful revivals of Very Good Eddie and No No Nanette, it starts during auditions for the fictional show Pretty Lady. One-time star but now past her best Dorothy Brock is cast in the lead, but after breaking her ankle is replaced by the new to the showbiz person Peggy Sawyer. The show features the line "You're going out there a youngster." Dave Hesp. 42nd Street. Yeah.
Bingo.
Number 5. Of Albanian heritage, she was the winner of the best. Simon.
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. Yeah.
Affirmative.
Yeah. I
Everybody.
thought when I looked at that
I
this
only
morning,
got
when I
that
looked at this
because
morning, I
when
thought
you
you're going to get that
Boston
straight away.
She was Albanian.
Yeah, I thought that might go straight away. Number 6. A disco version by David Shire of this classical composition appears on the soundtrack for Saturday Night Fever. Has been?
No, sorry.
No, one away. Dave Bill?
Beethoven's
Idiot.
fifth.
Sorry?
Beethoven's fifth.
Nope.
Fifth of Beethoven.
No, one away.
Incorrect.
Pictures and exhibition by Lazarski.
No, one away.
Loser.
That's on there.
And a version arranged by Rimsky-Korsakov is heard during the chase scenes at the Wicked Witch of the West's Castle in The Wizard of Oz. Dave Hesp?
Night in the Bear Mountain.
Yep, no, Bear Mountain, yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's the other one, yeah, there's 2.
Yeah.
There's 5th of Beethoven's Walter Murphy.
Oh yeah, because it's.
Is that Lazarski?
Bingo.
Yeah, Mazowski, yeah, and
I've got
rearranged
that
by
one, yeah.
Rimsky-Korsakov. Number 7. Yeah. This song was written by Stuart Hamblin, and who supposedly got the inspiration for it whilst out hunting with John Wayne, when the two came across a hut which contained the body of a man who... Steve Kidd?
This old house.
This old house is correct, yeah.
Decent.
That's decent.
I'm going to have to change
Number
that.
8. This band was formed in 1995 when both members were 16 and were originally called Tricity, until they changed the name to the one they are best known as when they were both 19. In 2016, one of the members was sentenced to 30 weeks in prison, suspended for a year for benefit fraud. Dave Bill?
It's not. No, I don't know.
This one away.
Incorrect.
They were only UK single, reached number 15 in the charts in 2003, and they were dropped by their record label immediately afterwards following very negative reviews. Made up of Chris Crombie and Gemma Abbey, what is the band who were best known... Chris Bain?
Oh, I'll be trying to name.
Steve Kidd?
Idiot.
Gemini is correct.
Thanks, Chris. Put me on the right track.
Number 9. Sophia Loren, Bill Clinton and Mikhail Gorbachev all became in 2004 the co-winners of the Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album for Children. They'd all performed on a recording of what piece of music by Prokofiev? Steve Kidd?
Peter and the Wolf.
Peter and the Wolf is correct.
Decent.
Don't you roll your eyes.
Best ever Grammy winner, Mikhail Gorbachev. Number 10. The title of this opera can be translated into English as Women Are Like That.
No.
Classic. Lee?
Course Fantasy.
Corsi fan at the end.
How far was there for hat-trick there?
Oh, Dave was in for you.
Hate that corner.
Number 11. Red Hot Pop by Vince Clarke. Now Get Out of That by Tony Gibber. The Wizard by Paul Hardcastle. Dave Bill?
Theme tune's the top of the
That
box.
is correct.
Absolutely.
Don't me roll my eyes.
Number 12. Whilst a 1989 incident involving 5-Star on the show Going Live is better known, which other band in 1984 on the show Saturday Superstar? Bing?
That's didn't press, so.
Right. Mulligan. During a phone-in question and answer session on Saturday Superstar, we're told by caller Simon Roberts that they were a bunch of wankers. Mike? No, nothing to hear. Matt Simon?
84. I was thinking of the Bee Gees.
No. Chris?
No, I'm sorry.
No. Steve?
Brother Beyond.
No. Dave?
Boyzone?
No.
That's been before then.
Lee?
Duran Duran.
No. Steve Kidd?
Ross?
No.
No, it's.
This is the end of the question, yeah. Steve Lacey? No.
Might as well go and
John?
somebody. The Dooleys.
No. Who Gavin?
Accurate.
Deacon Blue.
Sorry?
Deacon Blue.
No. Is that everyone? No. Exact quote was Matt Bianco, you're a bunch of wankers.
So a lazy bed ones are going to
6 minutes, Michael, on the tape. 6 minutes.
13. The band Mock the Hoople, the board games Twister and Risk, the physicist Isaac Newton, the wrestler Freddie Blassie, the biblical figures Moses and St. Peter. Chris Bain?
Classy.
No. 1 out minus 1.
Idiot.
And the singer Elvis Presley are mentioned in which song by R.E.M.?
Oh, no.
John?
Oh, no. No.
No.
I know the
1
song's
away.
called.
Didn't quite finish the question, Lee?
It's the end of the world, anyway.
No.
Nope.
Steve?
It's the end of the world as we know it.
No.
Moron.
Mike?
It's if you believe it.
Come on! I blew you, please.
You eventually said Man on the Moon, so you know.
Oh, jeez.
It's not easy, this
It's not a
is.
Eurovision question.
Good
I like a lot of
tactic,
Eurovision
Michael.
questions.
Yes.
14. This band finished 3rd in the 2003 Eurovision Song Contest, and although they are often considered a one-hit wonder, they had 3 UK top 10 singles. B
That's ketchup.
is incorrect,
Idiot.
including Not Gonna Get Us and All About Us. Mike?
Oh, got the wrong one. Tattoo.
Tattoo is correct.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We've got the wrong one, so
Yes.
no, we-
I've got the wrong song.
Get in there, right?
Yeah,
You're
didn't even
right,
get to
mate.
Victoria's
No
theme
pressure,
music.
Mike.
Number 15. Pulled Apart by Horses, The Mekons, The Mission, Gang of Four, Alt J, Scretty Politti, Utah Saints, Sisters of Mercy. Dave Bill?
The winners of the Mercury Music Prize.
That is incorrect.
Incorrect.
Soft Cell and the Kaiser Chiefs are all bands that formed Leeds.
Leeds.
All from Leeds. Yeah.
That's good to political from Leeds.
16. Reaching number 5 in the UK singles charts in March 1984 and taken from the album Living on a Box. Which band's highest charting single was the song Living in a Box? Dave Bill.
Living in a box.
Living in a Box is correct. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a great question.
Number 17. In 1955, 4 versions of which song by 4 different artists were in the top. Lee?
Unchained Melody.
Unchained Melody. Yep.
Yuck.
18. This person wrote the theme music for the 1980s TV series The Equalizer, and other works he's produced include the opera The Telltale Heart and the score for a theatrical production of Ben-Hur which played at the O2 Arena. He is not related to a prominent 20th century composer who shares his surname, although he often referred to this composer as his uncle. The band he... Steve Kidd?
Bernstein.
That's incorrect.
Holland,
The band he co-founded in 1976 originally featured Henry Padovani as their lead guitarist. Steve Lacey?
Copeland.
Stuart Copeland, yeah.
spot on.
That was going to go a bit earlier, but I've got that many bloody ones.
19. This band caused a riot in Antrim in 1988 when their drunk singer, who was unaware of the political situation in the country, said, "Give Ireland back to the Irish." Their latest album, Dystopia, was released in 2016, and their first album, released in 1985, was Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. Considered one of the big four groups of American death metal, their highest charting single in the UK was a number 13 in 1989 with a cover of No More Mr. Nice Guy, and they have had 3 UK top 10 albums with Euthanasia, Countdown to Extinction and Rust in Peace. What is the name of Chris?
Megadeth.
Megadeth is correct.
Aye,
I was on the skipper all the way.
20, that's
I was
one.
waiting for it.
So he's got
Yeah, you're rolling.
featuring in the band alongside her brother Jamie, who aged 16 took over as the lead singer of the band then called Spice, but would eventually be renamed Eighth Wonder. Dave Bill?
Patsy Kensit.
Patsy Kensit is correct.
It's not good enough.
So that round Dave Bill has won with 7.
Hey! Thank you, Mike. Don't forget to tune in next Monday when it will be, I believe,
Whatever.
whatever goes on. And we'll give you some positions as well. Thank you for watching and come back. Bye.